Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Zom Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy motherfucking Monday, man. How we doing? How are we doing? I hope we're vibing, man. I hope we're chilling. Hope everybody had a good week. What are we on? How are we doing? I'm your host, Zom Slays, and this is episode 168 of the Music Mondays podcast, my friends. Let's fucking get it, baby. Um, Decently stacked show for you guys tonight. I got some weekly recap stuff going down. Lots of important projects going down at Music Mondays. Um, so yeah, much to talk about for sure. Absolutely much to talk about. So, let's crank out some stuff, my friends. But like I said, I hope you're well. I hope you're chilling. I hope y'all had a good weekend. And this is episode 168. Let's get started. So, per usual, let's start off with some weekly recap stuff, and then we'll continue on. So, Music Money's basic logo t-shirts are still available right now in limited quantities. Small through large are available right now. You're going for $20 per pop. So definitely hit us up if you would like to take the rest of those off of our hands. And if you haven't got one yet, please definitely get one because they won't be back for a little while, man. We got some other cool merch plans going down in the future. So definitely let us know if you're interested in a Music Money's basic logo t-shirt. So submissions open for this week's episode of the podcast and SoundCloud Sunday per usual. So that's Tuesday and Wednesday. That takes us into Thursday. A brand new YouTube upload is live right now on our channel. Community feedback number 10. You guys know how we've kind of roll with community feedback. So number 10 is live right now on the channel. If you don't know, community feedback is essentially a relatively simple segment where we kind of ask the community what they would like to see here on the show as far as guests, tips and tricks, thinking segments, talking segments, things like that. So if you have any ideas for Music Mondays or you'd like to see some stuff here on the show, definitely go check out community feedback number 10. And huge shout out to everybody that's showing love on the YouTube side of things. Man, you guys are fucking amazing. Thank you. Let's see here. So that is live on the channel. That was on Thursday. We rolled into Friday with a brand new article that's live right now on allmusicmondays.com by me, actually. I got a wonderful interview done with the founder and head developer of Seas Gilded Treasures, a underground trading card game. Completely all independent, all DIY. Kind of spoke about the hardships of DIY and some of the challenges that certain creators face. So definitely go check that out. Brand new interview again by me. Definitely go show that some love and go check it out if you haven't. So let's see here. Rolling into Saturday, episode 167 of the Music Mondays podcast is live on all platforms, including YouTube as well. But it's live on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, all that good jazz. So definitely go check that out and go show episode 167 some motherfucking love. Let's see here. So and per usual, definitely sub to the channel if you haven't already. We're like one sub away from 260 on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love, man. Okay. So that was actually Saturday. Rolling into Sunday, SoundCloud Sunday Volume 129 is available on our SoundCloud right now. That was curated by me. Art by 63, so huge shout out to 60 for getting in some crazy ass hand drawn art. Definitely go check that out because that is one of the more insane Music Mondays SoundCloud Sunday art pieces for sure. But yeah, SoundCloud Sunday Volume 129 is live right now. The greatest playlist on SoundCloud to this day. You guys know how I feel about SoundCloud Sunday, man. That's quite a special one. So that is probably one of the most consistent playlists on SoundCloud to this day as well. But per usual, submissions open every single Wednesday. So if you're interested in submitting a track for SoundCloud Sunday, that gets released obviously every single Sunday. Make sure you follow us on socials and stay up to date when submissions and all that good jazz go live. But yeah, definitely go check out SoundCloud Sunday, volume 129. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted, tuned in, and showed love. One volume from 130, man. So next week is gonna be actually really special. That'll be really special. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for sure. So moving on, my friends, let's continue on. So that was our weekly recap. Let's dive into some regular stuff, what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so, and all that stuff. So, per usual, before we dive into some upcoming events, I definitely do want to talk about Music Mondays recruiting. We'll be announcing a brand new staff member here this week. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for a brand new roster announcement. But furthermore, something I kind of wanted to dive into as well is recruiting. We are currently recruiting. Music Mondays is looking for writers, journalists, designers, curators, and media personalities. Anybody that wants to do like short form or short kind of media content. So if you're interested in any of those roles, we actually just put out a brand new YouTube upload right now on our channel, kind of breaking down all the roles and things like that. So um, definitely go check that out. If you have any more questions, definitely hit us up as well. The Music Mondays is recruiting, so we are looking for all those following roles. So definitely send us a message if you're interested. We'd love to have that conversation with you. So, let's continue on recruiting. Let's talk SoundCloud exclusives. So, Music Mondays is actually on the hunt for more SoundCloud exclusives. We have one that should be dropping this week, actually. So, keep your eyes peeled for that. But we are always on the hunt for more. So, realistically, if you'd like to have an unreleased SoundCloud track hosted and promoted on the Music Mondays SoundCloud, we'd love to have that for you. Of course, we're only interested in unreleased tracks. So again, make sure you're submitting stuff that's not available anywhere else, and you can really do realistically whatever you want to do with your track following that. We're only interested in the SoundCloud version to not only support our listeners, but to show new artists love and really show the SoundCloud side of things some love, right? So again, if you have an unreleased track that you'd like to have hosted and promoted on Music Mondays for free, definitely let us know. Definitely send us a message or an email, and we'd love to have that conversation with you. So, outside of that, I think one other thing that we're going to talk about here shortly, but I just want to briefly mention is YouTube exclusives. We are looking for audio, visuals. We are looking for a whole lot of really good stuff to host on our YouTube channel. So if you have anything that's unreleased, you want to get audio hosted on our channel, you want to get a visual, maybe a music video hosted on our channel of over 260 or pretty much almost 260 subscribers for free and hosted and promoted by Music Mondays, again, definitely let us know because we'd love to have that hosted for you. That'll be something that I kind of dive into here in a second, but those two things right now. So recruiting and SoundCloud exclusives, we always really talk about those, but I just want to get those out of the way and really dive into that with you guys. So, let's continue on. All right. Pushing forward, what's coming up on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. So as I said, me and the team are working relatively hard on the Curing Cases of the Mondays rollout. So again, we're finalizing some art. We've tossed around some ideas. I think I know what direction that we're going to go in and whatnot. So again, expect some announcements on that this month for sure. Just because Curing Cases of the Mondays was something that I really wanted to continue and make sure that we get started. So that'll be really cool. That'll be really, really cool for sure. So that's one major thing. We're trying to get rid of the rest of the stock of the Music Mondays merch. So again, if you haven't purchased one, definitely get in contact with us and let us know if you're interested in purchasing one. Because only a limited supply left, my friends. Definitely let us know. You'll see some promo go up for that this week as well. So that'll be very, very good. And of course, the last thing is planning Cyberfest 2, our really big online URL festival, hosted, of course, in the Music Mondays Discord server. And of course, live streamed on Twitch. If you haven't seen Cyberfest 1, definitely go check that out and go check out that amazing lineup because that was fucking stacked. So, those three major things are going to be taking over like the bulk of April. And like I said last week, we have a couple of YouTube uploads in the works right now as well, as far as new episodes for Feature Friday and Workshop Wednesday. So a couple content pieces available and in the works. So again, over the course of this week, you'll see a lot of bigger announcements and a lot of smaller announcements. But that's what's coming up over the course of April or so, just to give you guys like a quick rundown of where we're going direction-wise, right? So very, very important. Very important. So, weekly recap stuff out of the way, upcoming events out of the way, recruiting, SoundCloud exclusives, and one thing I wanted to kind of dive in for this week's discussion segment, because we have a couple really good topics planned here for us. I'm very excited, definitely. But one thing really quickly that I did want to discuss with you all is Music Mondays is, again, not to put another emphasis on it, but Music Mondays is looking for YouTube exclusives. So again, if you are interested in getting a music video or a visual, or maybe you even just want audio hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, definitely let us know, because that's going to be something that we kind of start looking for in addition to SoundCloud exclusives, right? But the YouTube side of things is something where I really wanted to expand upon that, because we haven't dropped anything exclusively on the channel in a while. I think it was like mid 2023 is like the last time we did. Um, we've been killing it on like the SoundCloud side of things, but the YouTube channel definitely needs more love. So if you'd like to have a visual, a audio, or a music video hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel for free of our channel of almost 260 subscribers, and of course promoted across all of our socials, definitely let us know, because that's going to be something that, as I said, you'll see us start talking about more. So that's going to be something that, again, we really try to dive into and look for. Again, we're only interested in exclusive, unreleased content, right? So, again, if you're interested in getting that hosted and promoted for free on Music Mondays, definitely let us know. Again, we'll be happy to work that out with you and get something popping. Because again, like I said, that's going to be something that you see us focus on over the course of the next couple months too, because we're really starting to hammer down on SoundCloud exclusives. But when it comes to YouTube exclusives, that's definitely something I really wanted to push the bar with, for sure, because I think we have like 2 music videos on the channel. We have an AMV, something else on there too. I think there's a couple audios as well, so we're almost down for pretty much anything. So again, if you want it hosted and promoted for free on the Music Mondays channel, and of course across all of our socials, definitely let us know, and you'll see this go up on the channel, so you guys kind of know what direction this video is really about, right? Of course, no content is like changing on the Music Mondays channel. Everything will always stay the same, 2 uploads per week and all that. But in addition to all the regular content, we just wanted to keep the music side of things alive here as well. So definitely let us know if that's something that interests you, and of course, drop a comment and leave a like, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. We're really trying to push towards the fucking 260, man. We gotta get to 260. That shit's rough. That shit is so rough, man. But yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So, let's talk, chat. Let's talk. I think it's time. So we had a good weekly recap. We dove into a lot of wonderful regular stuff, but I think it's time to get into some reactions and reviews, if I don't say so myself. So, let's see here. Let me pull up the tweet. Let me get some fucking... Let me get some, this going. Okay, let's get a little window capture. Right, chat. Let's pull this up. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Music Mondays podcast and all that good jazz. So, for those of you that are new here and you don't know how this works, Music Mondays submissions are always in the same format, and they'll always read artists and creatives. Submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on April 8th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/songplays, which is here now. So yeah, per usual, the only thing that changes about this format is the date, so make sure you check the date and get ready for the following show. Make sure you show up and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's the only thing that really changes about the date, which is here and now. Make sure you just check the date, drop your link, you'll be good to go. And of course, if you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So again, contrary to our name, many of you guys know Music Mondays has reacted to a large variety of content, right? Many underground creators are multi-talented, as I always say. Many producers are also graphic designers. Many videographers are also artists and things like that. So we really wanted to make sure we gave everybody a chance here to continue on and make sure that everything's like good to go. So yeah, that was one thing that we just really wanted to just hyper focus on and make sure we took care of, right? When it comes down to the Music Mondays podcast. So again, no matter what you do, feel free to drop any types of links or submissions. We'd be happy to have you here on the show. That'd be fantastic, right? So, per usual, feel free to submit anything you'd like. All art forms are welcome for our show limit. Of course, for our show limit, just in place, per usual, just to make sure that we don't have these insanely long shows that are a bit like rough to watch back as far as the length and things like that. I mean, some people could argue that a 4 hour show is still a bit longer, right? But definitely not as long as our earlier shows when it came down to like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. You know what I mean? So it definitely used to get a lot longer when it came down to that for sure. Submissions are free. Submissions are always free. They always have been. They always will be. The only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Again, that not only helps spread our message and support Music Mondays, but of course pays respect to everybody else that does wait for their submissions to be reacted to. And of course, you gain access to a wonderful network of very, very talented creatives, man. So kind of a win-win, right? But again, that's the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter before you submit, per usual. And of course, Patreon subscriber submissions are played first each week. So of course, if you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon at any tier, you can have access to the Music Mondays Fast Pass, and of course with a bunch of other goodies. But in addition, the Music Mondays Fast Pass grants you the ability to have all of your tracks played first here on the show for the duration that you're pledged to the Music Mondays Patreon. But again, the Music Mondays Fast Pass is only one perk of the Music Mondays Patreon, so definitely go check out our Patreon. And huge shout out to all of our current Patreon subscribers, man. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. Loudest, what's good? I hope you're well. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy motherfucking Monday. So, and of course, just a side note about Patreon stuff. We actually came up with an idea at the last Music Monday staff meeting for Patreon. There's gonna be some really cool, additions to the Patreon. I will say that. I will definitely say that. So keep your eyes peeled for some Patreon updates. Because me and the staff came up with something really, really solid. Really, really solid. So, outside of that, I think the only other thing that we got to talk about is submissions closing. So, of course, submissions close about a couple hours before the show starts. A good rule of thumb is if the show is live, submissions are closed. So you have roughly about 6.5 days or so to get your submissions in and make sure you are on time. And of course, that's just because we are a live, free flow kind of show. So we don't want to be pulling up all kinds of links and this, that, and the third, and somebody cuts the line and messes up the order and all that crazy jazz. So just to prevent that, submissions do close once the show goes live. But again, you have about 6 days, literally. So you have plenty of time to get your tracks in. You could literally cook up a track and fucking submit it in that amount of time. So plenty of time to submit your tracks for a weekly show. But just keep that in mind whenever the show does go live. Submissions are in fact closed. So outside of that, I don't think there's anything super detailed that we need to go over, chat. I think we can take a quick gander here. See, we got. I know we have a really crazy fucking variety here today. We have a really crazy variety. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so no Patreons this week, but it's such a crazy variety. I'm very excited to be honest with you because we have a couple music videos. We have some Broken Nomads that looks fucking crazy. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's get into it. No Patreons tonight, so we'll start off from the top. Regular community submissions. Let's get into it. So our first of the night is The Homie, Survival and Negativity. This is another artist, man, that has just been killing it this year. And ever since they first started submitting to the Music Mondays podcast, a very raw and naturally talented hip hop vocalist submitted "The Creative Artist" by Tru Thoughts. The caption is, I'd like to put one up for my bro Tru Thoughts of Rally for Reality. And this, he just dropped a debut mixtape, The Beautiful Mess Part 1, and this is a song. The Creative Artist is a dope standout. Hope you enjoy. So huge shout out to Survival Negativity for putting on for his homies, right? Because some people just aren't tapped in with certain underground platforms, or they don't have Twitter, or they just don't have social media in general. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many cases where I've had people submit for other people. So, I mean, shit. I think that's how we found Wilmo from like a couple of months ago. They had a supporter submit a track for us, and that was an artist where I ended up kind of sitting down with them and having a talk. But I probably would have never found them if it wasn't for their submission. So yeah, feel free to put us on with any of your friends, and make sure you tag their socials if they do have any. But let's get into it, man. So homie of survival and negativity, true thoughts. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got a little Bandcamp upload too. Shit, I'm with it. All right, true thoughts. The creative artist. We've got to stop and look
around, yeah. Check it around, yeah. There's some energy on it. Yo, I'm only stuck in my environment. Yeah, I do admire it. Admiring this one thing is truly uninspiring. Relying on my colleagues and showing me new things. My muse diffused because I'm hearing the same thing. This thing drains me of my ability to write the beats. To write the beats is really all I got when I walk the streets. What's sparking me is seeing my surroundings surround me with something new, so I don't feel so down, please. Like something with an ocean view, a different point of view from me and you. Basically just something new. A different beat when I be walking down the street. A different string when I see the wave of the heat. A different flow when I see the breeze of the trees. Everything just makes music to me. As you can see, when I'm hearing the same thing, I really had to leave. I'll be back. I just need a little change in my surroundings. Yeah, in my surroundings. Yeah, in my surroundings. Yeah, in my surroundings. I just need a little change in my surroundings. Thoughts far from all of the art and masterpieces. Not people's pieces or construct a speech and how it should be. The teachers teach on how a masterpiece should properly be created perfectly without no creativity. I don't agree because mistakes are so necessary. I find the flaws in the honesty, create a story. Like seeing poetry or hearing some art. It's from the heart, made me wonder how you spark those thoughts. Look at an artist's face. What do you see? Broken fantasies he put together, drawing on concrete or writing a small speech. He put behind the beat, escaping everything from lonely days to only living on the street. His own mind is a paradox. He never stopped showing off his artwork, but locks the meaning in the box. He draws non-stop just to escape and break away from all the headaches and heartaches and big debates. Yeah, look around, y'all. Yeah,
wow.
Look around, y'all. So afraid of what the people might say about the way that he thinks, because they couldn't relate. He returned to his escape in a place that he can get away, so he can make another masterpiece again today. Again today, he can make another masterpiece again today. Again today. Look around, y'all. Look around, y'all.
Well done. That was definitely pretty crazy. I won't lie. Let's check out this project and see where this track kind of landed. This 10-track project. So kind of like in the middle, track 5. Mixtape is the first part of a nostalgic journey. Every track is at least 7 years old, and I finally gained the confidence to play my talent. I can't wait to show y'all more. Hope you enjoy Young Thoughts through. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Every track is at least 7 years old, and I finally gained the confidence to play my talent. Wow, very interesting. All right, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. We're gonna talk about 3 things. You guys know the motherfucking drill, man. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, I like the choice as well. Very sample heavy, but not like too overbearing. Sample kind of like acted as the hook. It was kind of nice, you know. Let's talk mix. Mix was solid, to be honest. Like, especially for an artist that doesn't. I'm pretty sure this was like their first official release. Is like what I understand here. So yeah, that's really really fucking great. That's really so. Again, with that said, the mix is great, to be honest with you, because like what the fuck, a first release. But I mean, you know, I'm sure Survival was definitely able to help them as well. But yeah, instrumental mix absolutely fantastic. Nothing clashing too overbearing, nothing that really like threw me off entirely, you know. Um, very level, right where it needed to be, nice and even. Nothing that was like too much, you know what I mean? I thought it was right where it needed to be, 100%. So instrumental mix definitely comfortable. Instrumental Shining Star. Uh, you know, I kind of want to say the hook, but I don't know because like, or the sample too, like, and just the writing in general. Yeah, so there's there's at least like three things here that you could easily consider um the Shining Star. Definitely, definitely. Um, um, I'm trying to think. Maybe you know, I feel like the sample was very well utilized, but the drums were up there as well. I think the sample acting as the hook was something that was like very subtle but very like meaningful as well. But the drums were up there too. Honestly, I'm probably gonna go with the sample just because it definitely made an impact. The sample definitely made an impact for sure. Yeah, it's gotta be. Gotta be. Their instrumental solid, definitely the sample. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, definitely solid. This is definitely a very like raw, regular kind of like not doing too much kind of mix, right? It's definitely not over processed or anything like that. Um, but I have a feeling that True has like a very solid natural voice. So again, much like Survival, this is another artist that you don't really like need to go super hard with processing, right? As long as you're kind of like making it nice and wide and fit nicely, and of course, nothing clashing to overbearing, everything cut through nicely. Vocals definitely sat nice in the instrumental. Um, Light amount of reverb. I thought it was solid. You know what I mean? Especially for like a first project. I thought it was real solid. So vocal mix is definitely on point, right where it needed to be, especially for like a first listen, 100%. Um, Vocal Shining Star. So like I said, writing is definitely up there for me. Definitely up there. But I feel like you can't understate flow and cadence. I do feel like the flow and cadence on this was really fucking solid, and it made you pay attention to the lyrics. You know what I mean? It really made you pay attention. Mm, you know, thinking back on it, probably flow and cadence and delivery. Again, I feel like that made the most impact on like the first listen. Like that was just something that was like very stylish that I picked up on. Um, so for me, definitely flow and cadence and delivery, but writing was like a close second, definitely. So instrumental solid, definitely a sample. Vocal solid. Um, Definitely the flow and cadence and delivery for sure. Kale, what's cracking? I hope you're well, my friend. Welcome on it. Happy motherfucking Monday. So instrumental solid, vocal solid. Let's talk um theme. So aesthetics. This is an insane cover. This is an absolutely fucking insane cover for a project. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief. Um, it looks like it has this like hand drawn kind of feel to it, but it's super fucking high quality as well. So that's one thing that's like like I kind of see the direction here. Um, and plus like the parental advisory bottom right, like and like the kind of like elegant text, it definitely screams project. I will say that it definitely screams project for sure. This would be insane to use for a single, but definitely project worthy and kind of like hitting the nail on the head for like a full length, you know? So, aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme. So it's kind of funny, right? I think looking back, it's one of those very interesting tracks where you like the more you listen to it, or the more you kind of go back and dissect it, the more you kind of understand. And I feel like True made a lot of really solid points about kind of thriving in the right environment, right? And kind of being able to create in certain areas of your life or certain physical environments and things like that, right? So it was very much like I felt like this title was very fitting for what True was speaking about, right? The creed of an artist. And throughout the track, it's storytelling, but it's also honest as well. You know what I mean? Very honest about creativity as a whole, which you don't see artists touch on too much, right? So I definitely like the concept of this track a lot. And then of course you have uh all the other writing kind of mixed in there, man. So you can definitely pick out a couple like really great main themes here. But creativity being like the big one that stuck out to me, I thought it was great. So well done. Huge shout out to Survival and True. Make sure you go follow True on Bandcamp, and of course make sure you follow Survival and Negativity on Twitter. They're one follower away from 340, man. That's fantastic. Go get them 340. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 260 sub-roonies, my friends. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, underground tips and tricks, and a whole lot of good jazz is over there, my friends. So, definitely go check that out. And go show the channel some love and these artists some love. And if you already have, thank you. So that was a great way to kick off the show. Survival has been kicking off the show a lot recently, and I'm fucking with it. I am definitely fucking with it. It's kind of rare because I always felt like Survival was like in the middle-ish sometimes of the shows. So it's been cool to like see their submissions kind of like bump up significantly, you know. So all right, up next we got the homie Offspring Mysterious. Now, again, Offspring has been firing off the YouTube uploads, man. Offspring being a super talented producer, writer, editor, designer, submitted music art, embracing nature. And the caption is Happy Spring. Happy motherfucking spring, man. Let's get it, baby. April, eclipse today. It was crazy, boys. All right. Let's get into it. Full volume, bump up the quality. Full screen, Offspring Mysterious, music art, embracing nature. Let's do it. Okay. Oh. Wait, I feel like Offspring's done that before. Like, you know, old ass video. That just reminded me. That is crazy. That was classic, actually. What the fuck? The great edit with it too. Ah. Got Offspring on the computer over there, as always. insane transition. Wait, I do like these edits a lot, I won't lie. The transition with the outfit change is great. I don't think we've ever reacted to this instrumental either. If we have, I haven't heard this one in a long fucking time. That was fantastic, actually. Wow. Holy shit. Okay. So what's crazy about this is, as especially like as far as like music art goes, this is definitely one of the more crazier ones. Because like we have the different types of like Walking Onslaught's content, right? But this one is really crazy. Is really, really fucking crazy. Okay. So a couple things to kind of go over here. A couple things to talk about. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about two things. Obviously, no vocals, so we're gonna talk about the instrumental, and we're gonna talk about this edition of music art for Embracing Nature. Okay. So, the instrumental. Let's talk mix. Fantastic, to be honest with you, especially for like such like an epic sounding kind of instrumental, right? It has a lot going on. Very like chunky. It's somewhat like synth heavy, right? So, uh definitely want to make sure the mix is on point. And of course, as you all know, sometimes those tracks can be uh rather insane to try to mix. So, but this one in particular, I liked. I think Offspring did a really good job with this mix. Definitely no gripes whatsoever. Um, Nothing clashy to overbearing. I thought the drums were solid. Nothing that was like really overbearing at all. Nothing that like stuck out, you know, and kind of like made things weird. Nah, nice and level. Thinking back on it, nothing that really like truly stuck out, right? So, instrumental makes solid, definitely solid. Um, Instrumental shining star. Uh, hmm, mm-hmm. You know, I kind of want to say the drums. I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt like the drums were almost movie-like, much like how the music art, Walking Onslaught's Offspring Mysterious kind of content is, right? Very like movie story lore like. So I feel like the drums were like totally aiding in that, and they were nice and like aggressive as well. It brought almost this like magical medieval esque kind of sound, I guess you could say. So for me, definitely the drums. Drums definitely hit. Um, okay. Instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk about music art. So this one was great. Sweet, straight to the point, and a lot of cool small edits. Like a lot of these transitions were fucking fantastic, and the concept of like these three different characters in here, and then like how this video opened with like this like fucking just like what do you call it? Just like B-roll, and this motherfucker Offspring just whams the fucking ceiling, bro. Like outtakes like that are really solid, especially for like a majority of like a serious video, right? Like you kick off with that and you kind of like understand the vibe that you're about to get here. But I feel like this one represents Offspring Mysterious like very well. I definitely feel like this one like hits the nail on the Offspring aesthetic and energy. You know what I mean? So this one definitely hit the spot. Definitely. Well done, my friend. When did this drop actually? Oh, March 30th. So not too long ago at all. Not too long at all. So, with that said, a huge shout out to Offspring Mysterious. Thank you so much for this submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go sub to Offspring's channel. They just hit 200, man. Congratulations. Make sure you go push Offspring to 210, man. About 9 away. So go show them some love. And of course, make sure you follow Offspring Mysterious on Twitter. They are 8 followers away from 920. Make sure you go show some love in the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 260 subaroonies. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episode, ground tips and tricks, Music Mondays exclusives, a whole lot of good jazzes over there, man. So go show these artists in the channel some motherfucking love. And if you're already subbed to the channel, we appreciate you at Music Mondays, and thank you. Let's fucking get it, baby. All right, so what a hot start. But this is a submission that I saw, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be crazy as hell. Just Was, man. It's been a while since we heard from the homie. A very, very talented alternative hip hop vocalist submitted Hovering, my new single / music video, Hovering. So we got the new single, we got it with the video. Let's see what we got, man. It's been a while since we heard from the homie, so I'm definitely excited to see what they've been up to for sure. 7 days ago, so brand new. Hovering, produced by Just Was. Appreciate you. Let's fucking get it, baby. I have more people trying different flows is fine. Maybe one day we'll drop a banger. Let's go. Okay, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. It's been a minute. I'm excited. Just Was, Hovering, official music video. Let's go.
Hey, call up that nice Chinese man and tell him I'm gonna put $1,000 on the Chicago Bulls. I heard Michael Jordan came back from the dead.
See, I was hovering. If you see something jumping, it's wisely the highly coveted. Break through the discussion, the topic is always fussing. It's like why they always talking shit. Trust me. See, I was hovering. So if you see something spinning, propellers going, I'm excellent. Got hot in the kitchen. Scheme with my brothers, we're thinking.
The half cabs are crazy. The fit is so hard in
Chicken
this.
salad on a cracker, I stay away from rappers. Smoking sour to the rafters, gas it's like a tractor. It's no natural in the actions, organs made of plaster. You're in the craze, this ain't a game of Jack and Daxter. See, I was hovering far above a disaster. See behind your back the blade, but on your face it's laughter. See, I was hovering away, I had to scatter. Dipped the town, indeed, I left the park, traded the batter. Said this the way it is, I hate the way it is. Breaking out the abyss, early morning hovering, caffeine in a pre-roll tip. Make the best of which the days we have is short. It don't make sense, can't add up what isn't meant. And I'm sorry about my coffee breath. Hover past the doubters, ones who cast negative influence. Won't advance if you're not here right now, then you can't run with us. Circle shrunk, I used to be childish like those under us. Was ignorant and always drunk, hovered too high and hit the sun. See, I was hovering. If you see someone jumping, it's wisely the highly coveted. Breaking through the discussion topic, they always fussing. I'm like, why they always talking shit?
Okay, Was. Okay. Video by Just Was. That was crazy. So thanks Charlie for the cover art. Go stream the fucking songs on Spotify. And thanks for watching. Fantastic, man. Well done. That was see, the great thing about Was, man, is this is an artist that knows how to like package a song. I just feel like they know their vision and they like have the ability to actually execute it. I think a lot of artists know their vision. I just don't think a lot of people have the tools or the ability to actually execute it, right? But Was is very talented in the aspect of like they produce, they're editing, they're filming, they're doing like fucking everything to make this come to life. And I feel like this is really how you can have like a nice single. Like this is like a great way to package a fucking single. But like even deeper than that, just the music video in general, right? I think the way that Was did this, I'm a huge fan of. I like it a lot. So we're gonna talk about a lot here, but we're gonna talk about 3 main points: the instrumental, we're gonna talk about the vocals, and we're gonna talk about the music video. So let's talk about the instrumental. The instrumental's kind of on the lighter side, right? Very simple, kind of chill, nice vibes, but the drums keep a nice rhythm and pace. Um, but the mix itself is fine, fantastic. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sit nice. Sample works well. I couldn't really notice anything that was a bit off at all. But that's not really a shocker for somebody like Waz. It's definitely an artist that has like a good lock on their sound when it comes to like their instrumentals and their tracks in general. So not a shocker, but something you always want to point out in case you're new here. But so yeah, instrumental mix fantastic. Again, nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that like stuck out to me, right? Especially with the sample usage. I thought it was great. Okay. Instrumental Shining Star. I really like the drums, right? I really like the drums, but I feel like the way that the sample was used in this track was pretty unforgettable. Like I think that's gonna be something that sticks with any first listen. Is you're gonna like hear that sample in your head and you're gonna be like, okay. It just sticks with you, man. So definitely a sample. Drums are a close second though, definitely. Um, so instrumental solid, definitely the sample. Vocals, vocals. Um, Vocal mix again, fantastic. Waz has this like really solid natural voice when it comes to like their style of music, so they don't necessarily need to go all out with mixing and post processing and things like that, right? Like some genres and sounds call for it and some don't, but this is a very like chill artist, but they can, they're obviously very versatile, but for this song in question, I don't think the vocal mix needed much of a buffer, right? But with that said, it does sound crisp, clean, solid, nothing clashing to overbearing, like I said. Drums cut through nicely, vocals sit nice. Nothing that like really tweaked me out, So, uh, vocal mix, fantastic. Vocal shining star. Uh, two main things here really stuck out for me. The flow and cadence and delivery, and the writing. Um, I like how Waz was able to like really carry this flow throughout the whole track, no matter what kind of, no matter what they wrote, no matter anything. Like they just kept up the flow really well, and just the writing in general. To be honest, lots of like playful bars, lots of like cool punchlines, lots of just like chill. You're just like, oh okay, like great storytelling in this for sure as well. I don't know. This one's kind of tough. I do like it for the flow and cadence though. Again, this is another track where the flow and cadence is gonna really like make you listen to the lyrics type shit. So I do feel like that's very important to talk about too. Um, Probably flow and cadence and delivery just because Waz did so well throughout the whole track. So definitely flow, cadence, and delivery for sure. Um, so instrumental solid, definitely a sample. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Um, let's talk about the video because we have something special here. We definitely have something special here. So what I love about this is the light edits, right? I don't think that you needed a whole lot of like crazy, again, post processing, a lot of just like blah blah. You know what I mean? Some videos do really well with it and it comes out sick, and then some videos are just like, man. This one has the real relaxing route. You know what I mean? And a lot of the angles and a lot of like a lot of the shots that were chosen here are very like personal, and it feels like Waz is like speaking to the viewer. And that's what I really like about this. It feels like a one-on-one kind of session, right? And that's really hard to do. Like that's very hard to like make tracks like this because it feels very personal, but I feel like videos obviously elevate that, right? So you can take this very like personal shot like you see on screen now. Um just one of those things where I feel like how this was shot and like their vision was perfect. This was absolutely fucking perfect because it matches the song. They're not like at a party and shit. You know what I mean? Like it matches the song. They're by the waterfront. They're fucking chilling. Like this is one where I feel like it was very like personal and private. You know what I mean? Like, that's the number one vibe that I really loved about this. And then a lot of the post processing that was here was great. Like, you see a lot of it towards the end, where it's just a lot of montage type clips of just Waz walking, you know, around the whole area. You know what I mean? And actually, just to add on to that as well, it's really no surprise that Waz still comes up with these fire ass concepts, because this is another artist that does really well with music videos and just visuals in general. It's an artist that is very comfortable on camera, right? I definitely think they're very comfortable on camera. That's one thing you gotta take note of, man. And Waz really knows how to execute a vision. Like, really, really fucking knows how to execute a vision. So that's another thing that I really loved about them. But the shining star is gonna be kind of hard to pick here, because Waz is so, like, they killed this video. They absolutely killed this video. But I the location, the angles, the transitions, I just like the overall concept and the vision, to be honest with you. Like, the whole thing is just a really well shot video, and it's so simple. So for me, probably the concept. The concept overall, I think, was great. If I'm being honest with you, there wasn't one thing that I disliked about this, to be completely honest with you. Really well done. Really, really fucking well done. With that said, a huge shout out to Waz, man. Thank you so much for your submission. Make sure you go sub to Waz's channel. They are 7 subs away from 380. So go show them some love on the tube, man. And of course, make sure you follow Waz on Twitter. They're approaching 1.2K, man. So go show them some love on the Bird app. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 260 subscribers, my friends. We upload 2 times a week. Every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, all that good jazz is over there, man. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some motherfucking love. And of course, my friends, huge shout out to you if you've already subbed the channel. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, baby. Let's fucking get it. So, we are just about halfway through our show, so we'll take a quick commercial break. I need all you guys to get up, go get a drink, go get a snack, go do whatever you need to do. And when the Music Mondays podcast returns, we're going to get through the rest of our community submissions, because we are stacked tonight. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. In the Music Mondays podcast, we'll be right back. Alrighty, my friends, let's continue on. Let's see what we got here for the rest of our community submissions, because I know we got some fucking crazy shit in here. So let's continue on, man. Let's get into it. So, we left off with the homie Waz. Up next is Broken Nomads, aka Chemical Shift. A very, very talented alternative producer submitted A New Beginning. This song is 10 minutes, so it demands a lot from the listener, but I think I managed to make it progress and interesting throughout the whole track. The lovely video by The Moss Cottage. Alright, let's check it out. Let's see what we got here. I am down for the cause. Chemical Shifts, A New Beginning. Let's get into it. Let's go. Huh. See the vision. Am I on mushrooms right now? That's one way of putting it. That's definitely one way of putting it. That sound is crazy. Pretty crazy. Yeah, 10-minute tracks are interesting. That's for sure. I would definitely say that's pretty nuts. But let's talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about two things here because obviously no vocals. So we're gonna talk about the instrumental, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of A New Beginning. So, this is kind of loaded for sure. Let's talk mix though. Let's start there. So when it comes down to the mix, man, for a track like this, it was fantastic, especially with like all the sounds rotating in and out, and the overall kind of like uh feel of it, right? Like I feel like the energy of this track was perfect, and partially due because of the mix. So yeah, no gripes with any of the melodies. Drums were on point, sound selection's on point. Again, especially for 10 minutes throughout the whole track, I don't think anything was kind of off-putting or anything like that. Even like down to like the smaller effects. I think the effects were like very fine-tuned. So everything was right on the money in my opinion as far as the instrumental mix goes. Um the instrumental Shining Star. Okay. So, with all things considered, there's a couple things here. I definitely think the structure is up there because it's not exactly switching all the time, but it's not exactly staying the same either. You kind of had these like different effects and smaller melodies kind of switching out throughout the track, right? So there's a lot of progression. But I think one thing that's definitely got to be considered is the melody, right? Whether the song is 10 hours, 10 minutes, or 3 minutes, I think the melody is definitely the most memorable thing here. Just because it's so catchy and it has like such a good cadence to it, you know. So, for me, definitely all the melodies were fantastic, absolutely. Um, so instrumental solid for sure. Overall theme. So, for instrumental tracks, producers can have themes that range from their own personal themes to obvious themes to all sorts of stuff, man. So, this one actually has a great description for it, though. The song is a story about a journey through struggle, pain, and suffering, but in the end, the discovery of a portal to a new beginning without pain and struggle. A portal to a new world soaked in love and warm colors. So, that's exactly what we're getting here in the visual, but I do feel like the song itself kind of represents that as well, right? Um, so when it comes to the aesthetics, right, and before we get into like the overall theme, I feel like the aesthetics kind of play a part in that story as well. So the aesthetics are really just kind of they're really representing like the feeling of current, you know, like current state of being, right? And then you kind of like enter in a new stage of warmth and color and kind of chill, like Chemical was talking about here, because more towards the end of the track, you see here, we have all these like fucking crazy fields, and it's very much more peaceful. It's got a lighter color palette, etc., etc., right? Whereas the start of the track is very much based through night. So I do think that they did a good job kind of going in that direction, right? As to where the visual definitely represents the track, without a doubt, not even a question. So I think that aspect of it was definitely nailed. So the aesthetics definitely on point. But the overall theme, again, with what we have in the description as far as like the real inspiration for this track, yeah, this is one of those where I feel like this is why like production and things like that are like that's why they're kind of important when it comes down to like not just worrying about making beats and this and that and the third. Like I think it's important to make tracks based off of feelings even if you're not a vocalist. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of those where I do feel like Chemical, as a producer, was able to get a lot of emotion, feelings out without exactly needing to lay down any type of vocal at all, right? So that's one big thing there. And I do feel like they nailed this kind of theme because it's great to work with artists. It's great to get a bunch of songs under your belt. But as a producer, it's also great to have a library of your own, right? Have a library of your instrumentals and things that you like to put out in projects and visions and ideas and things like that. So this is very much in that direction for me, and I think Chemical did a really good job with it. So with that said, huge shout out to Chemical Shift. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Make sure you go sub to their channel. They are 10 subs away from 90. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They're approaching 1K on the bird, exactly 2 away from 920. So go show them some love over there on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 260 subroonies, man. We upload 2 times a week. Every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a lot of good jazz over there. So show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. Okay, so that was a pretty crazy submission, but I see the vision. I see the vision, for sure. But this one's going to be kind of crazy. So, up next, we have a very familiar face by the name of Braden. The homie Braden has been absolutely killing it this year in 2024. Singles after singles, they dropped their new EP. They've just been super fucking consistent, man. Super fucking consistent. So, with that said, they submitted a track titled FWU, or Fuck With You. And the caption is "Little collective I'm in." Okay, say less. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 heads on this track. So this will be very interesting. I am down to see here. So, okay. So we got all the homies in here. Okay. Lots of love in the comments. That's cool. Okay. That's sick. All right. Lots of love there. Okay. Let's get into it. Braden and the whole crew. Fuck with you. Let's get into it.
She said, let me fall with you. I got money in my pockets, I'ma go take Let me fall with you. I got money in my pockets, I'ma go take I got bitches in my pocket, and these bitches to be watching, cause I got enough Versace. You been tripping on the oxy for as long as I can remember it. I'm a fucking D with 7 I sip purple like it's liquor, and it's solid in my caliber. I take flights out to Miami where these bitches count them in, it's how they all used to that cocky, bruh. There ain't no one that I can find with you. It's me, myself, and I because I got them trust issues. I finally realized this life is none of that shit too. But all y'all trying to say some shit like y'all got something to prove. My shit say hitting, that's the hammer I beat. All y'all some clones follow codes like the hammer I beat. floor. I don't need revenge, I don't wanna settle the score. If I'm being honest, I ain't fucking with no bore. They move sad, yeah, I've been in my bag, yeah. I be your apartment, bitch, tell me where you at, yeah. I'm popping tags, yeah, you live in rags, yeah. Bitch, I wear my ass on to get where I am at, yeah. Let me fall, shit. I got money in my pockets, I'ma go take Let me fall, shit. I got money in my pockets, I'ma go take
Huh.
I'm saying a bag in a pack, dude. Fuck about who that bitch got in the back.
Hey, shit. 1 sip, 2 sip. 1 sip, you sip.
Sippers.
Sippers. Bitch. Okay, that was interesting, man. That was very interesting. That was definitely pushing towards like the cypher freestyle kind of feel, right? So, well done, man. Well done. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Have a little discussion here. So, we're gonna talk about. Let's see here. We're talking about 3 things per usual. We're talking about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of this track. So, shit. Let's get into it. Let's talk, instrumental. So, very interesting instrumental. Very, very interesting instrumental. I like the choice, especially for this crew, right? Definitely a very, like, high energy kind of crew. High energy vocals, fast pace. So I definitely like, the instrumental choice for sure. Instrumental mix is definitely right where it needs to be, especially with like the varying vocals and shit like that. I feel like the instrumental is like nice and even and kind of chill. So I do feel like it is like right where it needs to be. Nothing clashing too bad. Nothing super overbearing. Nothing that like super stuck out to me that was off putting at all, to be honest with you. It definitely hit the mark for like what this kind of style is and like what it's trying to achieve. So fantastic mix. Definitely. Instrumental shining star. You know, it could be the drums, but I feel like the melodies here are very rememberable. Has that like alt pop, like kind of like nostalgic kind of feel to it. So definitely the melodies. Definitely. Drums and structure are a close second, but definitely the melodies. 100%. 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely the melodies. Let's talk vocals. So vocal mix, I would say pretty solid across the board. Like nothing that really like threw me off that hard. Much like the instrumental, you know, with so many varying voices and things like that, and a lot of sounds at play. I do feel like this mix for where it's at again, super solid. Nothing that like really stuck out to me as off-putting. Vocals sit nice in the instrumental. Drums cut through nicely. Nothing that's really like fighting with each other, you know what I mean? So, vocal mix definitely solid for sure. Vocal shining star. Now this one's kind of funny because there's a lot of things that we could really talk about here, right? We could talk about the writing for sure. We could talk about a lot, but I think the thing that really stuck with me is the flow and cadence and delivery for everybody. Like the effortless transition from artist to artist was very solid, very very fucking solid. I don't think that that's like very easy to achieve, especially with like the DIY aspect of it, right? Like everybody's like at their own crib and shit. So trying to achieve like a song that has like consistency is like sometimes very hard. So when you come out with something like this, it's like natural. You know what I mean? You can tell you all naturally killed it and everybody kind of like did their own thing on the track. But all still kind of like understood like a common vision with it too. So there's a very like interesting aspect to this, but for me definitely flow and cadence and delivery for sure. Definitely. So instrumental solid. Definitely the melodies, vocal solid, the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Kind of a crazy ass cover. I won't lie. I haven't seen one of these collage type covers in quite some time. but they always look sick to me. Again, it kind of reminds me of like that old age internet era kind of deal. So I feel like it hits. I definitely feel like it hits for sure. I definitely feel like it hits 100%. Especially for like a single in this kind of style, right? This cipher kind of like slower kind of style. Definitely hits for sure. So aesthetics on point. Overall theme, very much like a freestyle cipher-esque kind of theme. I felt like this is a very solid example of like a team song, right? But I wouldn't say that there's like anything super theme-wise that you really would need to dive into. This is definitely more lyric and writing focus, as to where you listen to the punchlines, you listen to the bars, you listen to the cadences, you kind of understand like the lyric and vocal showcase that we have going on here, right? So because it definitely gave me that cipher, almost somewhat freestyle kind of feel, but the transitions were so effortless and perfect. So there's a lot of redeeming qualities about this. So I think that they did a good job as a crew coming together and sticking to one vision. I like this a lot. So with that said, huge shout out to Braden. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Sippers on SoundCloud. They are 8 followers away from 60. And of course, make sure you follow Braden on Twitter. They are 10 followers away from 70. So go show them some love over there on the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already, man. We're approaching 260 Roonies. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episode. Exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz is over there. So make sure you go show the channel these artists some love. And of course, huge shout out to everybody that already has shown love. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, so up next we got the homie Patterns, aka Lil Wet Wet. They have submitted Silly Putty. Now, Patterns, a very, very talented alternative vocalist, has really killed it in 2024, to be honest with you. They've been on a tear as far as visuals, drops, singles, collabs, etc. So I'm definitely excited for this one. They submitted, again, like I said, Silly Putty. This is actually a collab with, wow, actually, so this is cool. So, Bedwet. Okay, yeah. So this is a really cool play on words here. Produced by Homecoming Queen and Night Shift. Boxed by Lil Wet Wet and Bedhead. Cover art by Wet Wet. Recorded at the Gloss Temple. Let's fucking go, man. Okay, let's get into it. Lil Wet Wet, Patterns, Bedwet, Silly Putty. Let's go. I like that duo name, though. Oh, shit. That fucking outro was gas. That outro was so gas. Holy shit. Alright, chat. You know the drill, man. Let's break this one down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things. Talk about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of the track. So, let's talk instrumental, man. Not really a shocker, but we're gonna talk about it per usual because if you're new here, you don't know this. But the instrumental mix is fucking fantastic. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Definitely nothing that like stuck out to me that was like off-putting or anything like that. I do think the drums cut through really nicely here, though. The drums were very prominent. They weren't like taking over everything. So I thought that was super solid, man. But the instrumental mix overall fantastic. Again, that's something that's not really a shocker, right? We're definitely kind of used to that from Lil Wet Wet, but something you always want to point out, right? Because especially if you're new here, that's somebody who's very, very consistent. So instrumental makes fantastic. Pretty cool. Not a shocker there. Instrumental Shining Star. You know, like at first I was gonna say the melody, like the main melody was fucking great, but more towards the end I started focusing more on the drums, and I was like, wait, the drums are actually fucking crazy too. So for me, it's got to be the drums, but I do like the structure as well. But drums definitely took for me. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. What can I say? Right? Like this is again much like the instrumental mix, fantastic. You know, nothing clashing to overbearing. It has this great electronic alternative kind of feel to it, right? But that's nothing new for Patterns. They've always had a super lock on their mix, and it really depends on what kind of style they're going for. But for the most part, really, no matter what they do, is always like super fucking solid. So that's one thing I definitely want to point out is like not really a shocker, but if you're new here again, very consistent, very very consistent. Always want to point it out. But yeah, the vocal mix for both of them is fantastic. So no gripes there at all. Looking back on it, no way. Vocal Shining Star. Yeah. There's a lot I like here. Writing definitely. Hook is there. But I think flow and cadence and delivery, man, is really gonna take it. Flow and cadence and delivery has got to be top tier for me. Especially again, like towards the later half of the track, it just really kicks up. It just really fucking kicks up. Flow and cadence and overall delivery clears for me. But writing's definitely a close second, for sure. But this one, flow and cadence, absolutely. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. Fire. So the thing that I always talk about with these IRL covers is like you can use like any like regular like IRL photo, right? But if you just make like a slight edit to it or just like personalize it or just kind of like fucking you just make it yours, but like you don't have to go too crazy. It makes for solid, memorable covers. You know what I mean? It really, really does. And this one kind of hits the mark for me. You know, especially with the text like right across the middle. I like simple, gets the job done, and totally works. Totally. So fantastic. Aesthetics on point. Overall theme. Now, this one had like again a slight storytelling theme, but it was also one where you gotta pay attention to the writing. You gotta pay attention to the punchlines. You gotta pay attention to the bars. And this one's definitely more of like a lyrical and just like writing showcase in general, right? Because I really feel like both of them actually killed it when it came to writing, but the flow and cadence was like so solid that you were able to focus more on that too. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say that there's like a super clear theme for this one, but this one's definitely more of like a lyrical and writing showcase for these two. So well done. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Patterns. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud. They are 2 followers away from 660. And of course, make sure you go show some love on Twitter as well. They are approaching 440 followers over there on the bird. So show them some love over there on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 260 sub-roonies. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazzes over there, man. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel the motherfucking love, baby. Let's fucking get it. And if you already have, thank you, my friends. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So we left off with the homie Patterns. Up next is Jordan. Now, we got a brand new submission from the homie Jordan, and they had quite the submission last week, man. They've been killing it here on the show from like just side singles and visuals and collabs. So I'm always excited to see what Jordan has, man. A very talented alternative hip hop vocalist producer submitted Desperate Demo. So another demo, not final, but a little work in progress kind of deal. A little WIP. Little work in progress, you know what I'm saying? Alright, let's see here. This cover is fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, let's get into it. Jordan, Desperate Demo. Let's go. Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
So you're trying to make it seem like I'm desperate. I really need your help. I'm desperate. I should find a way out of here. So you're trying to make it seem like I'm desperate.
Yeah.
So you're trying to make it seem like I'm desperate.
I'm fucking desperate, looking for some way down. Don't know where I left it, and I can't even help it. I need to get more selfish, believing in myself is still new to me. Cause if you can't tell, time has been real rude to me. Trying to find some freedom in the type of guy I used to be. Never be the same, cause I'm kinda changing usually. And all that you can see is a story that I choose you see. And if I'm not supposed to live this way, I guess it's news to me. How could I forget the day when I felt I was losing me? Highs and lows are well established like an institution be. And this feeling not so new to me stays with me, I let it know. I don't know where my head is now, I'm getting really desperate. Drive so fast like I have a death wish, but I'll get there when expected. I'm sounding way too, I'm coming off way too desperate. Way too desperate.
So you're trying to make it seem like I'm desperate. So you're trying to make it seem like I'm desperate. Make it seem like I'm desperate. So you're trying to make it seem like I'm desperate. So you're trying to make it seem like I'm desperate.
Fucking desperate, looking for some way down. Don't know where I left it, and I keep running away. Fucking crazy, fucking desperate, looking for some way down. Don't know where I left it, and I can't even help it. Fucking desperate, looking for some way down. Don't know where I left it, and I can't even help it. Fucking desperate, looking for some way down. Don't know where I left it, and I can't even help it. Fucking desperate, looking for some way down. Don't know where I left it, and I can't even help it. Fucking desperate, looking for some way down. Don't know where I left it, and I can't even help it. Fucking desperate, looking for some way down. Don't know where I left it, and I can't even help it. Fucking desperate, looking for some way down. Don't know where I left it, and I can't even help it. I need to get more.
That was crazy. Yeah. Fantastic outro. Absolutely fantastic outro. That was fucking crazy, man. Like, Jordan is just so versatile yet so consistent. right? Like they can do almost like any style, but they just make it their own in their Jordan way, and it's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. Um, but this one was a journey for sure. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get into it. So, um, we're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, let's talk instrumental. I love this instrumental because it has this like acoustic alternative feel to it, but it still stays true to like regular hip hop, right? Especially with like the sound selection. So, right off the bat, I just love the instrumental, like 100%. Instrumental mix, fantastic per usual. Nothing clashing to overbearing at all. I thought the drums were great, melody was great, structure was great. Nothing thinking back on it that really kind of threw me off, to be honest. Vocal set nice. Yeah, no, nothing really, to be honest with you. But I mean, not really a shocker. But again, per usual, if you're new here, that's definitely something you're gonna get used to. Sure. But for where it's at and like what the vision is, um, the instrumental mix definitely solid, 100%. Um, instrumental shining star. Hmm. I feel like the melody made a big impact emotionally and like the energy on this song, but the drums were very rememberable in the aspect that the rhythm and like the kind of bounce will get stuck in your head. But the structure was also solid as well. The sample usage was fucking great. Um, this one's a little hard to pick, man. This one's definitely kind of hard to pick. I'm kind of leaning towards drums though, but I remembered the sample just now, so it's like, uh, because even the sample was so crucial. Because even Jordan kind of like piggybacked off of that to start writing. So like it was very like a solid inspiration for this track. Um, Probably the sample, if I'm being honest with you. Just because it was more utilized than most other artists do. Like sometimes they use it as a hook or this or that and a third. Jordan piggybacked off of it in like a couple different ways. It was almost like a feature, but then they doubled down on the writing, and then it was like sprinkled throughout the track. So the sample was really well utilized, but not overdone. That's what was nice about that. Um, so definitely a sample, but drums are a close second. Drums are definitely a close second for sure. So the instrumental solid, definitely a sample. Let's talk vocals. Vocals are great. Again, this is another like I wouldn't say like softer style, but it's less like it's less heavy, I guess you could say. So when it comes down to the mix, you didn't need to really go crazy necessarily for the vocal mix, right? So that's something very important to note here. But with that said, fantastic. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that really like tweaked me out either. Um, Again, drums cut through nicely. Vocals sit nice. Nothing that I think would have made like a huge difference at all. Like I'm comfortable with where that mix is at. I think it's nice and level and right where it needs to be for this style, if I'm being honest with you. Um so vocal mix fantastic. Vocal shining star. Oh man. Could be the way that they're structured throughout the song. Could definitely be the fucking writing. Honestly, I it might be the writing, man. Writing was very simple but very impactful and very meaningful, especially when you think about the sample. Yeah, gotta be the writing. For sure, gotta be the writing. Flow and cadence was right up there too, though. Flow and cadence was nice and comfy. Yeah. But writing and then flow and cadence for sure, definitely. So instrumental solid, definitely the sample. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Flow and cadence right after that. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. What did I just say about these IRL covers, man? They go so fucking hard, especially if they're original or like they just have like a slight edit or maybe it's a screenshot or this, that, and the third. Especially for like these more lighter tracks that you just want to get out on like short notice. Something like this is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And plus, it totally matches the energy of the track. It's not exactly like super peaceful, but it's very calming. Very, very calming. Especially with like the rainbow in the background. It's so crazy, man. So that one's really nice on the eyes, for sure. I like that one a lot. Simple, but again, like I always say, very effective, man. Very, very effective. Overall theme. I like how Jordan kind of like, again, piggybacked off of the sample and just using like the phrase of being desperate and the whole inspo there. I like how it was doubled down on, and it was like, okay, like I can work with this type shit. But I think Jordan did a really good job with that. That just shows a lot of skill and versatility as an artist. If you can see a sample like that and you can like piggyback off of it, right? So it's almost like that freestyle kind of feel, but not really, because you could sit down and write to it and it's on fire. But I think this is a great way, again, for any artist to just kind of like get those internal feelings out, but you can also make like a very legitimate song and like actually structure it properly and like kind of be inspired by this idea. You know what I mean? Like it's very specific. But again, this is kind of falling in the category for me where you make a really skillful and like complete whole song, but it's also coming from a place of like inside, right? Whether it be your personal emotions, IRL shit, just going through the motions of life, right? So it's definitely falling under that category for me. But the thing is with Jordan is they always make it very simple, and like you can just see yourself in their shoes all the time because of how they describe certain things and how some things are said, right? I feel like that's where flow and cadence and delivery kind of comes in, because you know how you say shit is also impactful, right? And like never once have I ever felt like doubtful in these types of songs from Jordan. If it's just some freestyle shit or just some like regular like writing to write and just, you know, a different style, then that's one thing. But when it comes to these more like alternative hip hop kind of area, especially the ones with like a more like serious kind of topic, I feel like they do a really good job with these, for sure. Because they're not like overdone, but they're very like personal. Like even just the sample just set the tone, and then the melody, and yeah, no, this is a very like quick, simple, and to the point kind of track. You can tell it's very honest. So well done, my friend. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Jordan. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Jordan on SoundCloud. They're 2 followers away from 80. And of course, make sure you follow Jordan on Twitter per usual. They are 8 followers away from 420. 420 is this month, man. Let's fucking go. Shit. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 260 subscribers on the main channel. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episode, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz is available. So, go show these artists in the channel some love, man. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's fucking get it, baby. So, up next, we got the homie, Ozzy Bug, man. Ozzy, again, has been dropping relatively consistently in 2024, which is really cool to see. But a very talented alternative vocalist submitted Fanta Sees Him. Odd mood emoji. Alright, we got some new Ozzy, man. Let's fucking get into it. I am down. Dude, the IRL covers tonight are just fucking... They're just... Like, tonight's episode is like a massive list of great like IRL covers, right? We had the Jordan one, we had the Patterns one. We had a couple of them that were like really like solid IRL covers for sure. Oh yeah, okay, so Prod Moon Emoji, lyrics and performance, Ozzy, mix and mastering, Ozzy, cover shot by Lil Wet Wet, cover design by Ozzy. Let's fucking go. Fanta Sees Him, Ozzy Bug. Let's get into it. Wow. Okay.
Let's get to business now. I want you to show me how I was on your mind. You're my heartbeat, hair so sweaty. Oh, she's ready. Oh, what, woody? She's
I can't believe the flow.
I'll be a daisy, you'll be a bee, so drink it from my sweet God, you're so fine, gonna make you all mine. You won't want no one else in your bed. Scenes again over in your head, fantasizing about. Fantasize about me. Fantasize about me. About me. Fantasize about me, baby. You'll fantasize about me. You'll fantasize about me.
Okay. This was impressive as fuck. Very, very impressive. Because Ozzy has been an artist that has been trying to perfect their craft and just keep getting better and keep releasing. And this is one that is just like a significant improvement. Like, this is fucking crazy. This is really, really crazy. Okay, so, let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, instrumental. I love the choice. Again, I feel like Ozzy is starting to lean into like what kind of instrumentals they can see themselves on, or what kind of ideas they can come up with certain kinds of instrumentals. So there's a very big difference in like the choices now. Like, you can tell that this is a very like they could hear themselves on this. They saw the vision. They were like, nah, I like that one. Done. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I definitely like the choice. I definitely like the choice a lot. Instrumental mix. Fantastic, to be honest with you. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Heavy on the effects too, right? Especially like with the vocals and things like that. So when you consider all that, I didn't have any gripes with the mix at all. Again, nothing clashing, too overbearing. The vocals sat nice. Vocals weren't like fighting anything. I like this mix a lot for sure because it's nice and even and level. It's not trying to do too much, but it's also not like underwhelming either. Like, I definitely feel like it's right where it needs to be. So instrumental mix, fantastic. Instrumental shining star. Probably the structure. Drums are right there too, but I feel like the structure of how this instrumental was always progressing, and the fact that even Ozzy was kind of like keeping up with it and really like pushing that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with structure, but drums are a close second for sure. No instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Again, fantastic. Like, this is a more of like a crisp, clean kind of like still processed kind of style, but it's not, again, overdoing it. It's not like really doing anything crazy, right? Like it's right where it needs to be for like that like pop, electronic, alternative electronic kind of deal, right? So I feel like they absolutely nailed this mix when it comes to the vocals. Again, nothing clashing, too overbearing. Vocals sit nice, drums cut through nicely. Nothing, like I said, that was fighting or anything like that. So again, much like the instrumental, definitely where it needs to be for sure. Um, Vocal Shining Star. I think the writing was really good too. But the thing that cleared for me was the flow and cadence. The flow and cadence was very impressive, and you can tell that they've been like practicing and improving their recording skills and their writing skills and just fucking everything, right? Um, just because of this song alone, I really feel like the flow and cadence and the overall delivery was right where they want to be. Like this is something to improve on and build on. Like if you keep doing this kind of shit, yeah, nah, you'll definitely keep progressing for sure. So this is by far like one of the more um like well done flows and cadences and deliveries so far, 100%. So this is great. Flow and cadence and delivery absolutely clears for me. So instrumental solid, um, definitely the structure. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics. The IRL covers, man. Like the IRL covers are always gonna hit. Like I said, like tonight we already got like 3 that are just like real simple like IRL shots that go really hard. But this one even has like the Fanta in like it's doing like the play on words with like the Fanta and the title and shit. Like this was perfect. This is 100% perfect. Like again, a solid choice. If you like the track or you're even just seeing the track for the first time, you're definitely gonna remember it. Like it's gonna be one of those things where it's just a safe choice. But I feel like this one's a little bit more specific too because of the Fanta. So like the whole Fanta angle really works because like fantasize, Fanta, you know what I mean? Like so the whole thing is like really great, and I like this play on words as well, especially with the aesthetics. So aesthetics on point. Overall theme, very simple, fun kind of theme, right? Like I feel like Ozzy's having fun with songwriting because a theme like this is just simple, fun, and it kind of it's like a good writing exercise for any artist to just write about simple things. Like you have all the time in the world to write like convoluted, complex, very detailed subliminal songs. But if you want to make some like laid back, like simple shit, this is like the product you can get out of it. Like it comes out really nice because it's simple theme, it's fun, it's high energy, and it gets the job done. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Ozzy. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud. They are 10 away from 60. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter, man. They are approaching 250 followers. Go show them some love. They're only 10 away. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 260 subaroonies, my friends. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel some fucking love. Let's get it, baby. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Monday. Let's get it. Crazy ass night of submissions, my friends. Crazy ass night. Okay. So, alright, chat. Last submission of the night is the homie Liz coming through with a Alan K track. Now, actually, they submitted 2 tracks now, one from Kevin J. Beach, which we've already reacted to. We've already reacted to different, so definitely feel free to resubmit next week with a different track. But we have not reacted to Hands Up in the Sky with Alan K. Now, for those of you that don't know, Alan K, a super talented hip-hop artist, submitted Hands Up in the Sky. Let's see what we got here, chat. I am down. I am down with the cause. Super new, I believe, as well. March 31st. Yeah, this just came out, so... let's get into it. Alan K, Hands Up in the Sky. Let's go.
I can't stop living life. Put my hands up in the sky.
Wow.
Every fucking night. It's just you and I. Fighting demons in the night. Put your hands up in the sky. We gon' live like we can't die. It's just you and I. All we know, I don't know, but I've been living. I've been giving. I don't feel a thing. Yeah, and
can't stop living life. Put my hands up in the sky. Party every fucking night. Baby, it's just you and I. Fighting demons in the night. Put your hands up in the sky. We gon' live like we can't die. Baby, it's just you and I. No, I'm a certified psycho. Ended on a high note. Shining like a light show. Used to give a fuck, now we don't care. What if life went the other way? Face my fear, let me wear my smile. Let me hide my tears. Can't turn my back when the devil comes near. Fuck it, take me, I'm right here. Do you hate me? Disappear. I've been living 'cause I can't stop. I can't turn it to I can. I am who I am. And I told myself I can't stop living life. Put my hands up in the sky. Party every fucking night. Baby, it's just you and I. Fighting demons in the night. Put your hands up in the sky. We gon' live like we can't die. Baby, it's just you and I. Baby, it's just you and I.
What a track, man. What a track. That one had such a high energy. That one had such a fucking high energy. Okay, so let's break this one down. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So, we're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Hands Up in the Sky. So, let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix, fantastic. I like this choice as well. I find that Alan has this interesting taste for these high energy, like alternative style of instrumentals, man. Like they're very much like still hip hop centered, but they have a very interesting taste, and it's really cool to see. Um, so instrumental mix, fantastic. That's not really a shocker though. But you always want to point it out for anybody that's new here, but definitely not a shocker. Nothing clashing too overbearing. Nothing that like stuck out to me. Nothing that was like off-putting or anything. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sit nicely. Nothing that was like too much. You know what I mean? Super solid to me. Super solid mix, and nice and even and level, right where it needs to be. Especially for like this wide kind of sound it has. Yeah, nah, solid mix for sure. Instrumental Shining Star, man. Fuck. Probably the melody. I feel like the melody was such high energy, and it just had this like, it's just this fucking attitude to it, man. Like but the drums are up there too, though. The drums are up there too. Structure was nice. Probably the melody has like the most impact on the first listen, I would say. So yeah, probably the melody. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix is great. Again, not really a shocker. Most of the submissions from Alan K have been very solid when it comes to their mix. But again, for those of you that don't know, you always want to point that out and give that some love, because super solid. Nothing clashing too overbearing. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sit nice on the instrumental. A lot of the high notes are solid. Like this one's more of like a melodical track, somewhat. So the mix kind of needed to be on point, and it definitely was. It definitely was. Vocal Shining Star. So writing across the board was solid, right? But the fucking hook, man, the hook, like right off rip, has this cadence and this again, like this high energy to it that I think is super solid. Super solid. So for me, the hook, but the writing's like a very close second for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. What a cover this is. This reminds me so much of Halloween, but it's not Halloween the way that you look at it. I mean, it kind of is, right? But it's like not really. Somewhat, but I love this fucking cover. Like, especially for a single. This is like one of the most detailed covers I've seen for a single in like a month or something. couple weeks at least, bro. Like this is definitely one of the more insane covers. Crowd in the foreground. You have all the demons up top. Hands in the sky bottom. Parental advisory in the middle. Alan K. Osway. What more could you ask for? Especially for like this nighttime kind of like high energy style. I think they nailed it with the art. Absolutely nailed it. That cover's actually really sick. So aesthetics on point. Overall theme. It has this very like freedom kind of feel to it. It has this free kind of energy, like you just don't care anymore, but you're not like saying fuck it and giving up. You're just saying like it's just like you're letting go of the bullshit, right? And you're dealing with whatever comes your kind of way. So it has this like positive feeling to it, but it also has this turn up kind of like you could see this absolutely making like crowds go crazy, like a DJ plays it or playing at a show, or it has that very much like again high energy feel. I think Alan definitely has a really good grip on that sort of style, right? It's very high energy, it's very honest, it's very kind of like fuck it, but like not in like a bad way. You know what I mean? So yeah, tracks like these, Alan really has like a hold on and can totally make like these tracks that feel so prominent and like big and wide and like have this like theatrical feel to them almost, right? But the theme was essentially very simple. You know what I mean? Essentially very very simple. And again, you can definitely pick up more if you like dig deeper in the lyrics and shit like that, but I think your answer is definitely in the hook for sure. And I felt this very like this big feeling of letting go throughout the whole track. It was feeling like letting go kind of thing, you know? So well done, man. Well done. Huge shout out to Alan K, man. Thank you so much for this submission. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Liz on Twitter. They are approaching 70 followers on the Bird app. So make sure you go show them some love over there on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 260 motherfucking followers on YouTube, man. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazzes over there, my friends. So make sure you go sub the channel, show these artists some love. If you already have, thank you, my friends. So that about does it for our submissions tonight, my friends. We have a stack of content to get done this week. I'm very, very excited. But let's close out the show. Let's show some love. Let's give some shout outs. Let's talk for a minute. Let's see what we got here, chat. So let's fucking go. All right. So first off, huge shout out to everybody that submitted, tuned in, and showed love tonight. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat, Lurk, Chilled, Loudest, Kale, anybody that came through and showed some love, man. That was fucking fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Abso-freaking-lutely. And of course, okay, so let's give some shout outs to everybody that submitted tonight, man. Huge shout out to Survival Negativity, Offspring Mysterious, Just Was, Broken Nomads, Braden, Lil Wet Wet, Jordan, Ozzy, Alan K, and everybody else that tuned in and showed motherfucking love, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, showing love, and submitting. And of course, expect a lot of updates for a lot of major Music Mondays content. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we went over a lot of weekly recap stuff. Make sure you go check that out at the beginning of the show. But major things. Make sure you get your Music Mondays basic logo t-shirts while they're still in stock. You'll see some more promo go up for that this week. We'll be announcing a new Music Mondays staff member here on the team. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And of course, submissions open tomorrow for Music Mondays episode 169. We're almost at 170, man. But keep your eyes peeled for submissions tomorrow. If you're watching this on YouTube, submissions are already open. So go find the tweet, drop your link. If you're watching this live or you're watching back the VOD, submissions open tomorrow, Tuesday, April 9th. So again, follow us on socials at All Music Mondays to stay up to date. Keep your eyes motherfucking peeled, baby. Yeah. And of course, this episode will be live on all audio platforms this Thursday. And of course, you'll see the YouTube VOD go up this Saturday per usual. So you guys know the motherfucking drill, man. You guys know the motherfucking drill. That does it for Music Mondays, episode 168. And like I said, huge shout out to everybody that submitted, tuned in, showed love, and all that good jazz. We'll be tweeting out the top 3 artists of episode 168 within the next couple of minutes. So stay tuned for that. And of course, make sure you follow us on socials at All Music Mondays, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that good jazz. Make sure you go sub to the channel, man. We're one sub away from 260. Listen to Music Mondays on all audio platforms, anchor.fm/All Music Mondays, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that good jazz. And of course, I'm Zom Slays. You can find all my links down below. We stream like 7 days a week, so make sure you come through to the channel, show some love. We're always live. And of course, we'll see you next week for the Music Mondays podcast episode 169. I love you guys. Take care. Be safe. It's been Zom Slays, and we'll see you tomorrow and on the next Music Mondays.